If you've ever competed at a state championship meet in high school, you've probably dreamed of becoming an Olympian. Because the moment you first get a taste of winning, you get hooked on it. But the only thing sweeter than winning a state championship is proving yourself to be the best in the entire nation in your event. But if you're really good, that is not enough. Because you want to be the most dominant high school athlete anywhere on any track. That means winning a whole lot and winning big while you're at it. But thanks to Gatorade, we now know who the best high school girls are in the entire nation every single year. But what really happens to those girls after they get their diplomas? Because only one high school girl can win the Athlete of the Year award. And the truth is that high school is really only the start of any young athlete's career. So to make this list as one of the greatest high school girls athletes of this generation, the criteria is simple. You have to win the Gatorade National Player of the Year award for track and field at least once in your career. An honor that puts a target on your back every meet that you compete in from that point on. So here is a breakdown of what really happened to the best high school girls on the track every single year for the past 10 years. Some names that you might recognize and others you've likely forgotten. Because it doesn't really matter how fast you start as much as it does how well you finish. Starting off in 2023 is the most recent addition to this list, where Angelina Napoleon dominated not just the state of New York, but the entire nation in the 800-meter run all the way up to the 2K steeplechase. And for the record, that's not supposed to happen, because nobody's ever run that fast in both of those events. She's even good enough in the high jump to get recruited Division I in that event. But she chose to commit to NC State, where she is joining another lady who's also on this list. But time will only tell how good she can become. In 2022, it was Juliette Whittaker who proved to be the nation's best. She's top 10 all time at the high school level in the 800 and the mile, and dominated the state of Maryland to pull it off. She committed to Stanford University, which ironically is now headed to the ACC, the same conference with Angelina. And as a freshman in the Pac-12, she won the 800-meter run. But competing indoors that same year, she finished second overall at the NCAA championship meet. She's clearly a special talent with a lot of races left to run, and she's even got a lot of competition on her own team. Because in 2021, Roisin Willis was the nation's best track athlete. And she was so good, in fact, she finished her high school season at the Olympic trials in the 800-meter run. But what I conveniently left out was that she was a junior at the time. And as a senior in high school, she won the World Junior Championship in the 800-meter. And after all that, she chose to join Juliette Whittaker at Stanford University. And when they were both freshmen, they went 1 and 2 in the NCAA Indoor 800. But she was the champion, so it should no longer be a surprise that they also won a national title in the DMR. Considering they're both sophomores now, they alone make Stanford a national title threat for years to come. The year 2020 was a shortened track season for everybody, but that didn't stop Taylor Ewert from dominating the distance events across the entire nation. She won almost everything that she could in the state of Ohio in both cross country and track and field before choosing to commit to Arkansas in the SEC. And as a Razorback, she mostly competed in cross country and underachieved a bit, at least by any standard you'd give a National Track Athlete of the Year. But in 2023, she transferred to Michigan State and now competes in the Big Ten, where she is hoping to prove herself as a conference championship threat. Yet 2019 was a special year, because Jasmine Moore became the only jumper to make her way onto this list. She owned the long and the triple jump out of the state of Texas, but her triple jump ranked 3rd all-time in high school. Then she started her college career at Georgia, where she would win NCAA championship medals in both events before the end of her sophomore year. But that is nothing compared to what she did after she became a Florida Gator. In their uniform, she won 7 out of 8 championships in the long and the triple jump, both indoors and outdoors at the NCAA meet. And she's even the first American woman to qualify for a world championship meet in both horizontal jumps. The 2024 Olympics have to be next on her radar, but she has to go down as one of the greatest collegiate athletes to ever compete in track and field, regardless of her event. But the year 2018 belongs to a distance running sensation who swept the nation, because Katelyn Tuohy was not only the Gatorade Track Athlete of the Year for the entire nation, she was actually the Female Athlete of the Year, regardless of sport in their eyes. She practically never lost, breaking national records both on the track and in cross country. And the only reason I know this so well is because I briefly coached against her at the high school level. Then she chose to continue her career at NC State, joining the Lady Wolfpack. And even though she's mentoring athletes like Angelina Napoleon, Katelyn isn't just good. She's practically unbeatable whenever she's on top of her game. She won NCAA championships back to back to back in outdoor track, cross country, and indoor track. And she's broken collegiate records while doing it. She's back in 2023 for her final collegiate season. But nobody has ever brought that much attention to girls distance running at the high school level, except Katelyn Tuohy. However, the next name on this list is a woman who is so special, she needs no introduction. Because Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone was the greatest girls track athlete, not just in 2016, but also in 2017. That makes her one of only 2 women in history to win the award twice, and it hasn't happened in over 20 years. The simplest way to describe her high school career is to tell you that she became an Olympian in the 400 hurdles while she was a junior in high school, and then returned to run a senior year at the high school level. But by now, you know how good she actually is. She became an NCAA champion and a collegiate record holder. But at this point, she might as well be the GOAT of the 400 hurdles. She's broken her own world record multiple times and become an Olympic and world champion multiple times as well. The only thing left for her to do is to win it all again, but this time in the open 400, because she's gotten so bored of competing in races where she's practically running all by herself. But in the year 2015, Candace Hill was named the National Track Athlete of the Year, and she sent shockwaves around the track world, breaking the high school national record in the 100-meter dash as a sophomore. And she followed it up by winning the World Youth Championship in the 100 and the 200-meter dash, and then turned pro, signing with ASICS shortly thereafter. So she didn't just skip college, she also skipped the final 2 years of high school competition while she was at it. And the only way I know how to say this is she hasn't been heard from much since that point. She is still running professionally in 2023, but she's never made Team USA as a senior athlete. In fact, she hasn't even broken her PRs from her sophomore year of high school still. But she's still not even 25 years old, which means she has a lot of races left to run if she wants to. And in 2014, it was Roisin Saunders who broke the high school national record in the shot put, the only thrower on this list. And interestingly enough, she started her college career at Southern Illinois, winning back-to-back national championships in the indoor shot put and the outdoor shot put. She later transferred to Ole Miss, where she won 2 more NCAA championships. And now, she is an Olympic silver medalist, once again in the shot put. She hasn't competed in a while, for reasons I won't get into at the moment. But she hopes to still compete in the 2024 Olympics. Yet the final name on this list from a full decade ago was Kendell Williams in 2013. She dominated the state of Georgia as a multi-event athlete and then continued her college career as a Georgia Bulldog. But in case you weren't paying attention, she went on to win almost every single NCAA championship event that she ever was eligible to attend, both indoors and outdoors, in the pentathlon and the heptathlon. She went 7 for 8 in her entire career, and she's the only woman to win her event every single year she competed at the indoor championships. She later became an Olympian in 2021 and a world championship bronze medalist indoors. But there is no debate to be had. Regardless of her high school career, at the NCAA level, she has to go down as one of the greats. Becoming the Gatorade Player of the Year is a great accomplishment, but all it really means is that you have great talent and great potential, which does not mean a whole lot if that potential is never realized. The names you forgot about, who actually made this list, are proof that high school success is not the end of your career, but rather the beginning of it. But one thing is for certain, that in the United States of America, there is no shortage of talent on the track at the high school level. I'm Coach Rob, and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to see more content like this, then please like and subscribe.